Hello there. Again, this is the reaction video number 2, and the title of this one is called Digital Leadership versus Digital Transformation. It is a TED Talk done by a speaker that has a lot of experience and has studied this before, and basically he attempts to give us an insight on how the digital world is transforming our daily lives, our business, how we communicate with each other, the challenges, and how it benefits us. So the first thing it jumps into is what is it? Which digital transformation is the idea that it's changing our entire lives as a whole, it's changing our jobs, and it talks about how we do like stuff that we don't even think about. We just do it automatically now through like digitally, which an example that it gives is how we get like on our phones. We get daily newspaper updates, and before that we had to like go get a newspaper, we had to like check it out, buy it, pay a certain fee for it. Now it's just automatic. Now we just get automatic updates without even thinking about it. And another example is like the bank. We used to have to go to the bank just to get money. We used to have to go check on it ourselves, but now it's all done digitally. It's all done electronically. Like he said, you probably don't even know where your bank is, which for me, it's probably true. I don't. But it's something that we don't think about. And my reaction to this, I mean, not shocked when I hear it, but shocked when I more think about it, because for someone like me and like around our age at college, like it's pretty normal for us to deal with electronic stuff and that every day because it's what we're used to. But for an older person, it's pretty shocking. So we just don't think about it as much. And after that, it gives a comparison of how it compares to the Industrial Revolution, which took place in like the early 1900s, and gave us an example of the digital world and how we're becoming that. We're going through that same phase, that same process again, but and how the Industrial Revolution changed the entire world, and how the digital transformation will eventually do that to us, but how we're only a very small phase into it. Like right now, like with cars, we're barely getting to the point where like it'll do like some things for you, like it'll steer you in your own lane, it'll tell you stuff, it has sensors, we have cameras, that's been around for a bit, but the goal is that like eventually it's going to get to the point where like everything's autonomous, and eventually we're not going to have to do like anything. Like we could almost sleep in our cars and they'll just take us to where we need to. All we have to do is enter in the instructions manually, and then that's it. But with this, there are challenges, and one of the challenges he asks is, what kind of leaders do we really need to adapt to the ever-changing technology world? Which it's a really good question, because a lot of times we have in the higher positions like CEOs, not all the time, but from what I've observed, we have mostly older people that are CEOs that are up into higher executives because they have more experience. And that's what a lot of businesses and companies look for, is that experience as opposed to the knowledge. So, and those people aren't really used to the technology change. So we don't really know what kind of leaders we need, and we're still kind of in that phase to try and figure that out, which can be frustrating at times, because we need those leaders and we need to know how to do well during the digital world, and we have to know how it affects us, but we just don't have the numbers and people to really know like the effects that it does or how it impacts us. We don't have that experience yet because we're still in the beginning phase, as this has only happened like 5 years to a century ago. So there's still a lot that needs to happen in order for us to adapt and in order for us to actually be able to strive. Otherwise, a lot of companies will be in a lot of trouble. And my reaction to that, like, it's not surprised at all. Like, for me, as I said before, it's like we're used to it, but like for other people, for the vast majority of people, we don't know what kind of leaders, we don't know what kind of people are going to excel or thrive in that world and are going to lead us, because it changes the entire world of business. It changes our entire lives. And I don't know, it's not the days where we would go and hand pick up something, hand pick up everything. Now we can just use an online website. Like the example the TED Talk uses, like Amazon is 12 times bigger than like any of the upcoming online shipping websites. It's 12 times bigger than all of them. Every single one of them. It's bigger than almost every one of them combined. It's only the second one to reach to reach $1 trillion worth. And we order from them without even thinking about it. That's what technology does. It gets us into a repetition, and then we follow that repetition. And then finally, there's a digital leadership section, which it talks about, which the biggest key point to take away from here is that it wants you to follow something that is called the test, which my interpretation of the test from the TED Talk is the fact that we have to test it. We have to be willing to be patient with it. We have to keep trying with it. We can't just give up and go back, because the future of the world and the future of how things are even going to operate relies on technology, and we can't just give up. So we have to be able to experiment with the technology, and we have to rotate different people. We have to bring in different people, different things. We have to test our employees too. We have to get them ready for it. We have to, in any way we can, we have to get ready for how the digital stuff is going to transform us, and it's really going to take over, because as proven with a lot of examples, technology makes a lot of things easier. And my reaction, once again, like, not too surprised. Like, technology it's becoming more and more rapid with media, with business, how it's influencing others. It's always going to be there, and it's probably not going to go away. It's going to be something we have to get used to, which leads me to say, overall, interesting video. It brings up a really good point of how technology and how digital stuff really can and really probably will make a huge difference in how we operate in the near future.